Mangwanani Mwalelepo Vukenjani, Clay Class Vanave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, your portal into Africa's potent stories. This February 3 edition tracks Africa's shifting economic and political landscape, from Zimbabwe's bold move into lithium processing to Botswana's renewed diplomatic push across key partnerships. We unpack growing political tension within Zambia's Patriotic Front, examine a changing U.S. posture toward West Africa's military-led Sahel states, and reflect on culture and politics colliding as Trevor Noah bows out of the Grammys amid the controversy with Trump. The program also features the Zimbabwe Report with Talent Gore, who will be joining us from Harare. Africa Good Morning is on DSTV 285, GOTV 25, 1up2.com, Network Media Hub on YouTube, as well as NTV Africa on YouTube, that's Africa with a K, and NTVAFRIKA.MY.NA. My name is Ashwin Berry. Top story shortly.
Top picks on DSTV. A fresh face alongside a host of new personal and professional troubles await the crew at Firehouse 51.
The city needs a leader like you.
The Skinwalker team return to investigate even more unexplained paranormal phenomena around the U.S.
They can see these portals.
And a doctor and a mystic join forces to help the vulnerable.
I am completely prepared to follow your orders today.
Stay connected to the unmissable on your home of entertainment, DSTV.
Let's get into our top stories. Zimbabwe is preparing to begin operations at Africa's first lithium sulfate plant, marking a significant shift in how the country benefits from its mineral resources. The project is being implemented by Prospect Lithium Zimbabwe in partnership with China's Zhejiang Huayu Cobalt Co. and is located in Huayu's Bikita mine. The plant has reached the equipment commissioning stage, indicating it is nearing completion after attracting investments of about $500 million. The initiative reflects a move toward local mineral processing rather than exporting raw ore, positioning Zimbabwe within global clean energy supply chains. Lithium is a key component in electric vehicle batteries and renewable energy storage, and the project strengthens Zimbabwe's role in the global energy transition. Beyond industrial output, the investment includes support for local infrastructure, environmental management, healthcare, and education, contributing to community development. Company officials describe the plant as a catalyst for economic transformation through job creation and integration into strategic global markets. Production of lithium sulfate is expected to begin in the first quarter of this year, with capacity projected to exceed 60,000 metric tons annually, depending on plant configuration and operational performance. We swing to Botswana. Botswana's leadership has called for expanded and deepened relations with partner states as newly appointed ambassadors presented their letters of credence to President Duma Boko. The ambassadors of Cuba, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic were formally received, with emphasis placed on building economically beneficial partnerships. President Boko encouraged the Congolese envoy to explore cooperation in mineral beneficiation, highlighting Botswana's experience in resource governance and its position as a potential regional hub for mineral trade. He noted the country's high credit rating and the introduction of a mercantile exchange rate designed to facilitate trade in commodities and financial derivatives, supporting regional integration within SADC. Boko also expressed Botswana's hope for stability in Eastern DRC to enable sustained economic development. In discussions with Cuba, he highlighted opportunities in healthcare, research, education, agriculture, and sports, recalling earlier plans for Cuban doctors to operate a clinic in Maun. Cuban Ambassador Antonio Izaguirre welcomed continued collaboration, praised Botswana's sporting achievements, and referenced emerging tennis talent Tungamili Raguin. Sahrawi Ambassador Sidihiba Abdallah thanked Botswana for long-standing support for Sahrawi sovereignty. Moving on. Senior Patriotic Front lawmakers and party officials have rejected claims that they have been expelled. We're in Zambia now. They're demanding formal documentation and questioning the legality of the process. The dispute follows a resolution by Given Lubinda-led PF Central Committee, which stated that Brian Mudumbile and several senior figures had effectively forfeited membership by participating in what it termed an illegal Tonse Alliance conference. Those named include Mandubile, Stephen Kamponyongo, Lucas Simumba, and other MPs and officials. Affected members argue that media announcements do not constitute lawful party action. Nakonde MP Lucas Simumba said he remains a PF member until formally served with official correspondence signed by legally recognized office bearers. Mundubile has also challenged the expulsions, arguing that PF membership is compatible with holding roles within the Tonse Alliance, citing historical precedent under former President Edgar Lungu. PF National Chairperson Jean Kapata dismissed rival structures operating under the ECLPF banner as illegitimate, reaffirming Lubinda's leadership until a general conference decides otherwise. Party officials insist the expulsions are decisive, framing participation in rival Tonse structures as defection. The conflict unfolds ahead of a planned elective conference, highlighting deepening factionalism within the opposition in Zambia. The United States has announced a significant change in its approach to Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, three West African countries led by military governments that have distanced themselves from France and strengthened ties with Russia. The State Department said Nick Cheka, head of the Bureau of African Affairs, would visit Bamako to convey respect for Mali's sovereignty and outline a new direction in bilateral relations. The policy shift de-emphasizes democracy and human rights, focusing instead on shared security and economic interests. Military cooperation had previously been suspended following coups between 2020 and 2023. The change aligns with developments since Donald Trump's return to the White House, including the closure of U.S. aid and a narrower emphasis on security and mineral resources. U.S. officials have confirmed continued support for counter-terrorism efforts, particularly against Islamic State affiliates operating across the Sahel. The region is described by analysts as an epicenter of global terrorism, with instability threatening both regional security and mineral exports such as gold, lithium, and uranium. The administration has also signaled it does not view Russia's military presence in the region as a threat, marking a clear departure from earlier policy positions. And in the last of our top stories, Trevor Noah hosted the 68th Annual Grammy Awards on the 1st of February, marking his 6th and final appearance as host at the ceremony in Los Angeles. During his opening monologue, Noah joked about Nicki Minaj's absence, referencing her recent public support for President Donald Trump and making an impression of Trump. Later, after Billie Eilish won Song of the Year, Noah made further political jokes involving Trump, Greenland, and Jeffrey Epstein's island, stating it was his last year hosting. Following the broadcast, Trump responded on Truth Social, calling the Grammys unwatchable and criticizing Noah personally with insults. Trump denied any connection to Epstein's island, described Noah's remarks as false and defamatory, and threatened legal action, saying he would send lawyers to sue. He also claimed he had never been accused of such conduct before. The comments came amid broader political undertones at the event, including references to immigration and Nicki Minaj's alignment with Trump through appearances at White House-related events. No lawsuit or further escalation has been reported, and this is in the immediate coverage following Trump's statements. Well, for Africans and Africans who work on screen, Trevor Noah remains an inspiration, and he did a stellar job at the Grammys. Well done, Daywalker. Let's get into the weather just before Talent Gore joins us with the Zimbabwe Report. It's time for us to talk to the one and only Talent Gore as she delivers the Zimbabwe Report. Talent Gore. Tamuka. Let's get straight into it. Varun Beverages are expanding snacks and beverage portfolio in Zimbabwe. Their snacks and beverage portfolio, rather.
Yes, Varun Beverages is one of PepsiCo's largest and global award-winning franchise bottlers and the second largest bottler worldwide outside the United States. And it has announced a major expansion of its food and beverage portfolio in Zimbabwe. The expansion strengthens the company's presence in the FMCG sector through the launch of internationally recognized snack brands alongside its established beverage operations. As part of this growth initiative, Varun Beverages has commissioned a new snacks manufacturing facility in Zimbabwe and has commenced production of soft extruded snack product under PepsiCo Global Renowned Cheetos brand. The new launch includes Cheetos Puffs and ring-shaped snacks, complementing Varun Beverages' existing snack portfolio of Lay's, Doritos, and Simba. Varun Beverages established its beverage manufacturing operations in Zimbabwe in 2008 and has since contributed significantly to sector development across sparkling beverages, packaged drinking water, and energy drinks. And you found out that they will also be distributing castle bread. It's coming, I think, during the first quarter of this year. So it's quite exciting that we have Varun Beverages, which is bringing a little bit of competition in Zimbabwe. Right now, they will be manufacturing snacks. Already, they are distributing Lay's and Simbas and Doritos, but they're saying that they want to have a plant that will actually make those snacks right here in Zimbabwe. So it's bringing a little bit of competition. You also find out that in Zimbabwe right now, before we used to have Delta beverages. Delta produces Coca-Cola, Sprite, our Spa letters, and that time they were quite expensive. But ever since Varun came with Pepsi, the soft drinks, they are now a bit cheaper. You find that 500 mils of Coca-Cola is now costing 50 cents, which is at $1 for two. You actually get two on $1. And when it comes to Pepsis, you get three. It goes for $1 for three. So for each dollar, you actually get a 500 mils of Pepsi. So there's now a little bit of competition. Before, Delta's products were quite expensive, but now everyone can now afford them. They're a bit cheaper now.
Thank you for that update, Talent. It seems today we are sticking with the economy because the gold boom in Zimbabwe is currently driving foreign currency reserve buildup and anchoring the ZIG's stability.
Yes, well, this was said by the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe governor, who is Dr. John Mshayavanu. He said that Zimbabwe's economy is reaping significant benefits from the sustained rally in global gold prices, which has driven growth of foreign currency reserves and strengthened the central bank's capacity rollout initiative to support exchange rate stability. Gold prices touched new record highs, benefiting from strong global demand as a haven asset amid geopolitical tensions and growing uncertainty from US President Donald Trump's hostile trade policies. Enhanced foreign currency availability and higher forex reserve holdings enable the RBZ to maintain a functional market-determined exchange rate and reduce reliance on the parallel markets, which can exert pressure on the exchange rate. Zimbabwe's structured ZiG currency is backed by gold and foreign currency. Through 2025, the domestic unit of account traded around 26.7 per $1, while the parallel market premium reduced from over 100% to less than 20%. RBZ Governor Dr. John Mshayavanu, in an interview, confirms the current gold prices had markedly accelerated reserve accumulation, resulting in significant positive spin-offs on the economy and gold-backed domestic currency. The RBZ said gold reserves had swelled from 484 million United States dollars in 2024 to 1.2 billion United States dollars by the end of 2025. The fortified reserve base is the bedrock of Zimbabwe's macroeconomic turnaround. So this is exciting news for the Zimbabwean economy. And you can see that Dr. Mshayavanu, he's quite optimistic of the Zimbabwean currency, of the ZiG, which is our local currency. And right now, you also find out that for the past, I think, six or 7 months, the exchange rate has been at par. We are trading at $1 is equal to 32 ZiG, and that has been the case for quite a long time now. And that is also the case on the parallel market. The parallel market is also trading alongside with the official market. They are both trading at $1 as to 32 ZiG. So it's quite it's a situation that everyone is quite happy with right now in the country.
All right, Talent, and we end on yet another positive note because Chinese electric vehicle giant BYD launched their electric vehicles in Zimbabwe.
Yes, on Friday, the Chinese BYD launched its electric vehicle in Zimbabwe. And also, this is in line with Zimbabwe's drive towards sustainable transport. And the stakeholders highlighted the role of electric mobility in supporting economic growth. Speaking at the launch, BYD Zimbabwe General Manager Mr. Clayton Chimudima said the company was introducing technology-driven solutions that are reshaping the global motor industry. He also said that BYD sold 2.2 million vehicles last year across Southern Africa, Australia, Japan, and Europe, demonstrating the company's growing international presence. He also said that BYD Zimbabwe was operating under the 3S model, which is sales, service, and spares, to ensure comprehensive after-sales support supported by locally trained technicians. Meanwhile, the Chinese ambassador, who was the guest of honor at the event, said that a BYD's entry into the local market reflects strengthening economic ties between Zimbabwe and China.
All right, exciting times in Zimbabwe indeed, and those are some pretty vehicles. Thank you very much for delivering the Zimbabwe Report from Harare, Talent.
You're welcome, and thank you very much for having me.
It's always good having you on Africa. Good morning. We'll take a quick break before we return with economic news.
Ready to be entertained? We've got you. GOTV's got more shows just for you.
That's right.
More movies?
Yes.
Jackpot.
More kids shows?
Of course.
And more football than anywhere else.
No doubt about it.
Yes, we've got more. And we've got you. Pay for your current GOTV package and we'll upgrade you to the next highest package. Get more with GOTV. At home or on the go with GOTV Stream. GOTV. Love it.
The strength of African currencies at the start of a year plays a decisive role in shaping economic conditions across the continent. Exchange rate movements influence inflation, consumer prices, investment confidence, and government spending power, making early year weakness particularly damaging. Import-dependent economies face immediate cost of living pressures as food, fuel, and industrial inputs become more expensive. Libya illustrates these challenges, with currency volatility compounding political instability and fiscal strain. In mid-January, the Libyan dinar was devalued by 14.7%, its second devaluation in under a year, reflecting pressures from political disputes and reduced oil earnings. A weaker currency also complicates budgeting, as foreign revenues lose domestic value while expenditure remains high. Elsewhere, the South African rand has shown mixed signals, responding to interest rate expectations and global market forces. Starting the year with a fragile currency can place economies at an immediate disadvantage, underlining why stability is essential for confidence, growth, and social balance across Africa. Let's swing into the sport before we have a look at the indicators. All right, in sport, Zimbabwean forward Tawanda Maswanise has become the most talked about name ahead of Scotland's transfer deadline following a prolific season with Motherwell. At 23, he leads the league scoring charts with 18 goals in all competitions, helping his side stay within touching distance of the top. Contracted until 2027 with an option for an extra year, he is not actively for sale, according to coach Jans Berthel Asco, though interest continues to swell. Comparisons have been drawn with recent high-value transfers, suggesting any move would require a substantial fee. Former players argue Motherwell are under no financial pressure to sell, citing previous transfer income and rising attendances. Speculation has linked Maswanise to clubs in England and to Scotland's biggest teams, though opinions differ on whether they could tempt his club. After a modest debut season, his sharp improvement under Asco's guidance and standout international displays for Zimbabwe have elevated his status, making him the league's most coveted asset. DSTV 285, GOTV 25, OneUp2.com, Network Media Hub on YouTube, NTV Africa on YouTube, that's Africa with a K, and NTVAFRIKA.MY.NA are the places that you can watch Africa Good Morning every single weekday. We return tomorrow with more news. This time, Glenora Shipura takes over the screen, and she's going to be detailing the midweek headlines from Namibia and, of course, broader African headlines. My name is Ashwin Bedi. This has been Africa Good Morning. Here are the economic indicators, as we say, Swera Jaganaka.